Big Mom's house. Big Mama's house. Welcome to Big Mama's house. Big Mama's house. Yeah. Big Mama's house. Welcome to Big Mama's house. Big Mama's house. Yeah.
Welcome back to Big Mama's house, y'all. Mama and Lizard are here again to go over, oh my goodness, season 18, episode 5 of Sister Wives.
Cody wasn't even on much of the episode, but
every time I saw his face, I wanted to punch it.
Right, I hated him the whole time I looked at him.
Like, just your face is so stupid and wrong and everything that gives a guy a bad name.
Poor Christine, you could tell how bad she felt for Janelle this entire episode.
Well, because
she went exactly through what she's going through now. Of trying to,
Yeah, but also because they have a long history of a very symbiotic relationship. So they've been, if not friends, but buddies for a very long time.
Even Janelle pointed out that even before there was always this kind of stubbornness or challenge between the
jealousy.
Yeah, jealousy because of Cody.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're just they can just be friends. They can just hang out. They don't have to worry about their kids or if anything do wrong with each other could result in Cody going to, picking favorites.
Exactly. It's just they can live their own lives and they don't have to be any rivalry between them.
Right? They can just be buds.
But it starts out on the episode of reminding us, last episode, about how Cody was talking about flames on the bridge.
And how he was like, I'm not listening to you, Mary. She's like, listen to me. He's like, no, I won't.
No, that was Janelle.
No. He said, no, I'm not going to listen. And then he acted like a child and he stormed out.
That was Janelle.
No, Janelle was like, you listen to me. And then Cody went, no, I'm not. As he was walking out. Okay, I was wrong. I was apparently saying Mary. I meant Janelle.
That's all I was trying to say. I didn't want to confuse our listeners.
I got a little stoned 30 minutes before the show started.
Maybe not the smartest, but hey, this is how we get through the day.
Mama smokes before the show too. You have to have a little bit to deal with this nonsense.
Every time
I hear Cody, I hear my biological father in my head of all his excuses, why he couldn't see his kids. He's
I understand why some people require Valium now. Because it just to watch his face on TV, I feel like I need a Valium.
Right, and him be like, well, the phone goes both ways. You're the adult.
Oh wait, you're jumping ahead of me. Still, you're jumping way ahead.
But still, it's the exact same thing my biological father said.
The last episode, whenever I said, I bet it's easier for them to be friends now because there's no jealousy between them. Right. So I called that one. Well, and I think it's super, super, super cute that Christine really wants Janelle to live next door again.
And she's like, I know that she won't, but I would love it if she did.
Well, Christine made it sound like she had something against Utah. But honestly, I think at that point right there, if it weren't for the fact that all of her money is tied up with her property and shit and that she has nothing to move with, that she would have up and gone right. And also because Savannah was trying to finish her last year of high school and didn't want to leave. And I don't blame her.
Yeah, you don't want to uproot your kid in the last senior year.
Yeah, that's not cool.
But still, I like how she was very cute about it.
Mom points to Janelle for sticking that shit out. A lot of women would have been like, fuck it, we're leaving. I'm not dealing with this shit anymore. But she didn't. She put her child's needs first.
But all of them, except for probably Robin, know how to put their needs before their kids. Robin's somehow figured
out. Oh, well, yeah. I mean, that's how they managed to survive on almost nothing with all those kids for so many years before the show.
With Cody, they learned to put their kids before themselves in any relationship because they know they argue with him again. You would not go there.
Right. Well, and Janelle even said that she feels tethered financially to Flagstaff and she can't move. And then we find out that it had been a month and a half since Savannah had actually seen her father, because obviously we know that Christmas didn't happen with them that
Get
year.
her one gift. Not even
And
a
this was
card.
Christmas 2001. Okay? So all that just happened.
2021.
Yes.
You said 2001.
I went in the Wayback Machine. Sorry, guys. Yeah. It's 2021. So whenever they're having this conversation, it's after the new year and Christine's visiting again. And it's been like it's like the middle of January in 2022 now when they're talking.
Again, like my biological father. If we didn't contact him, he didn't contact us. Not a birthday card, not a gift, not a phone call.
Nothing. And I would call him and beg him. We're way off track here. And he would just flat out refuse. But and then of course Cody blames the wives for kicking him out and for cheating him out of time with his children.
Kicking him out? Where? To Robin's?
But he's blaming him not seeing them now on the fact that the mothers kicked him out, so he missed out on that time with them, and it caused a rift which got wider during COVID.
He knows 100% that even if they were fighting, if he called one of them and say, "Hey, will you bring the kids over?" They would gladly. They would immediately be like, "Hey, let's go over and see them." Especially with Janelle. Even if they were fighting, if he just sent a message like, "Hey," or even showed up saying, "I want to take Savannah for Christmas," she would have.
If Savannah wanted to go.
Well, yeah, the whole point is that they would put their kids before their distaste of him.
Well, obviously, yeah.
They've had history. They've been doing it
But
for
then
years.
But then he did the same thing about the phone call. Whenever they ask why he didn't call the kids for any of the other kids for Christmas, he's like, "Well, the phone works both ways," and I'm like, "Ooh, you deflecting, no responsibility accepting motherfucker." That made me so mad.
Robin was just like acting like she was, upset at Cody for like not working out with the boys and stuff. I'm like, this is your fault. You're the one who keeps saying, like you felt unsafe around them.
No, don't get me wrong. On this one point, I agree with Robin that the first appearance together, or like first like interaction together after all this nonsense and whatever, should not have been at Christmas. That is not the first time you wanna, because all that tension is still there. You know what I mean? You need to have some sort of conversation
But still,
beforehand.
You know that he had, if they suddenly showed up to see him, he would have had 0 presents for them, 0 cards, nothing.
Well, Savannah lives right there,
and he doesn't have anything for her
and he
either.
didn't get her anything, and I'm just like,
But
But
if you notice, like he just had that argument with Janelle. He just had it, and he had no presents for Savannah.
Yeah, because they had the argument just a few days before Christmas.
But you show that he didn't have presents for Savannah.
Maybe that's why he picked the fight, to avoid having to give presents to
Right.
Janelle and Savannah
And
all the rest of her kids.
He didn't even say that he had like returned the gifts or whatever, or just give them to other kids. He didn't have a present for her, even just like 4 days before Christmas.
Because otherwise, they would have pointed out under the tree and been like, "That one's for Savannah." But she's not here.
Right.
Something to point out how good they are.
Something.
But anyway, and then of course, Christine and I react a lot the same way emotionally. Okay, I'm the same way. I'd been like, "Oh, if that child hadn't been sitting there, I would have had so much to say about that cocksucking motherfucker." Because that's what basically she said. She's like, "Oh, I had so much to say, but poor Savannah sitting right there." So,
right.
And she's a good mom and doesn't say it in front of the kid.
Because again, like she's still a child, and that's still her dad.
Exactly. A hurt child, an angry child, who has a right to be, because she is a minor and her father totally stood her up at Christmas.
And again, as I point out, he probably wouldn't even had a present or anything ready for her if they got there.
Which would be really, really sad too.
And I've had that happen to me and Mallow before. Again, like he's already so much of him. I get so like.
Yeah, I know, it's really.
It's like
maybe that's why it triggers me so much, and I get so angry.
It's the subconscious. Like I don't like him, but everything that he's done over the years, I'm like,
And then Christine made a very good point that everyone else in the fandom and the country has come to the conclusion. She says, "Is he gonna leave everyone but Robin?" And that includes the
That didn't
kids.
happen.
And yeah, and so I'm like, well, yeah, we kind of all figured that out already.
Mary is ready to go. Like she is planning things. And I'm
By
starting
the way, she has a really nice house. I don't know if I could leave that gorgeous house in that gorgeous setting, except for the fact that it would be like a mile down the road from my ex and his happy family.
And you notice that she's moving her business to Utah. So all she do is sell that property, when the business is moved, and just get a new property in Utah.
Well, it's not her house. I think it's a rental.
Well, then yeah. Well,
I think. Please don't quote me on that one, y'all. I think everyone had maybe Mary ditched the rental and bought a house when they decided they were going to be there a while before they were going to be able to build. I'm not sure.
Maybe that's why it's so easy for her to move, because she's already only renting.
Possibly. I'm not.
But again,
I don't stalk these people, like literally, like know their addresses, so I'm not sure.
Janelle is still like humping with Cody, and Mary's like, "Oh yeah, I'm moving my business. I'm."
She's like, well, you know what? If these two guys are ditching me with Sabin and Brody,
right?
Then you just no, I'm out.
Like
I can't.
in Robin's conversation.
Well, hang on, you're getting way ahead of me again.
Sorry.
So we're still talking about how they're talking about Christmas, and Robin called it Christmas a travesty because the only kids that were there were hers and Isabel, Truly, and
they got hundreds of dollars worth of gifts. Oh, how upset they must have been.
And I'm just like, and then when they're over doing all this chatting, okay, and she mentions that, that Isabel came over with the other ones.
Yeah.
And because Isabel's away at college, I think in North Carolina, I think wherever Maddie lives, she lives with Maddie. And so she had to fly in special.
Yeah.
And she and Mary were very, very close. In fact, she lived with Mary for a while because she and Christine just didn't get along.
Yeah.
And so the fact that she flew into town special and didn't even text Mary or let her know anything, Mary was very hurt. And so
also Mary, like, isn't even like in the middle of all this. Like, it's basically between Cody.
Yeah, Robin's bringing her the drama.
Right? Like, it's basically just Cody, Robin versus
everybody.
Yeah, but especially for Christine and Janelle, and Mary's just on the outside just making comments. Because she's basically been out of it for years.
But here's the thing, though. She's not even really making comments. She is saying remarkably, heroically, nobly neutral.
She's bringing the honest, basic truth to everything.
Yeah, but she's not picking sides. She's just being honest about everybody. And hang on, we're going to get more into that.
Have to. Again, she has her own business. She had basically been separated from all of them for years.
Which is really sad because Mary knows where she stands, but she still has a tiny hope, I think, that because like I said, I think to this day she will always love Cody. And I think if Cody at any point maybe not now, maybe that she's had time to again be away, but she's been in love with Cody for more than half her life. I think at this point she would say.
I think she's already mourned him though. Kind of like the whole the COVID was helping her just basically mourn the relationship so she could actually move away.
No, she had that hope alive because Cody never told her that it's over. And they had always said that if they just sat down, if any of them sat down one day and said it was over, I'm done with this, they would all, amicably, go their separate ways or whatever it is. So the fact that in all these years, he's been, again, hang on, we're going to get to all that. Hang on. You always get ahead of me. You're so fast. But then Cody makes the point of pointing out again that they don't really have a relationship and that they were better friends than spouses. He's a terrible friend if that's the case.
Right? He is
terrible friend.
Such a dick.
And then Janelle says that she's not sure she's interested in a relationship with Cody. But thinking about the old him before Robin, there's the BR and then the AR.
Yeah.
Before Robin and after Robin. And all the BR memories are keeping her stuck because she loves that guy.
Right.
That
guy that got obsessed with the new chick.
Well, he found his soulmate. And if that's the case, great. Let everybody else know so they can move on.
Right?
You
Just
know?
be upfront.
But no, it was too convenient having a show and making money off that. Plus all the high earners, which was Mary and Janelle, their money's still going in the family pot for them to live off of. So why would they let anybody
Well,
go?
obviously not all of Mary's.
Oh no, Mary put plenty of money in that pot, believe me.
But
Anyway,
still,
we're getting so off track, you guys. This is not my fault. I'm sorry.
I don't think we're getting too off track. We're only like it's only a 30 or 40 minute episode.
But and then of course Janelle's religious beliefs. She said that just won't let her leave either. But if she did leave, she was open again to polygamy for this. Well, that'd be her third marriage.
Really?
Yeah, she was originally married. We talked about this. Originally, she was married to Mary's brother.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Go back and listen to the Sister Wives book series I did, guys. It tells all the tea. And again, why are they filming outside? It's winter time. It's cold there, obviously. They're sitting there shivering.
Maybe
Why won't Mary let people in her house?
maybe she's
doing it so that Robin doesn't look so freaking weird when she does it.
or maybe she's mad at Robin and like, okay, I can go in your house, you can come to my house.
Ooh.
Again,
That'd be a good reason. If that really is the reason, please say so. I would love it if that were true.
I literally commented to you before it started about how Mary's responses sounded kind of snappy, irritated, short. Like,
Well, not at first, but then they got increasingly so, and I think you're skipping ahead of me. Calm down.
but it's the same. I don't care. I'll go wherever I want in this episode.
Oh my goodness.
It was nonsense.
Well, and you remember, like, because again, this was all interacting and showing memories, and then other people talking about the whole fact of, everybody said that Robin was a favorite, but then, Mary pointed out the year or the month, or no, when they first got married, Cody was very, very loving and attentive to Christine. Because it's the third wife, the new wife. You always want to make sure the new one feels loved. But didn't get Mary anything.
And then he did not remember that. But then Janelle would be like, or not, Christine would be like, oh, I remember that. I talked about it.
Yeah, so Mary and Christine remembered it. Cody conveniently didn't. And it was just like, oh, I don't even know. And then they admit that the wives secretly keep track of how often he's with them, just to like be like, look, I can prove you ditched me a half an hour last week,
Like Mary was like, I point out like this whole big time frame when he's never with me. And I'm like, yeah, I did that for 1 or 2 months. 1 month out of the whole freaking time you've had him.
Right.
The whole time. You're just being a dick for bringing that up in front of Mary. I feel like that's where, again, like Mary's man just got really more irritable, short with her. I'm like, Robin's just like,
it's just whining. And then, of course, Cody chimes in with his always ready quote of, comparison is the joy of death. Or the death of joy. Sorry.
that sounds like something out of a cult. No offense.
But, like, comparison is the death of joy in a polygamous marriage. Because, you're always comparing yourself to the other wives. But you have to have it a little bit, because otherwise you don't know if you're getting shit on.
Right?
Mary. And then, but back when they were living in Las Vegas, okay, the reason that it seems that Robin got all of the Cody time was because she quote unquote gave him a parking space in an office at her house. So when he was quote unquote working there, he wasn't really quote unquote there. And I think that's bullshit, because you know why? Ever since we started this podcast, y'all haven't been more interested in me. Every time I open a computer thing to try to do anything, watching stuff and making notes, oh my goodness, everybody loves Mama. Even the pets are like that. They're like sleeping all day as soon as I pick up a pen. Ooh, I love you. Pay attention to me. Why are you neglecting me?
But here's the thing though, if that is true, Again, Cody's like a person who would shut the door and lock it.
Oh, no. Robin is the wife that would make the children sit silently and do nothing so that nobody disturbs Daddy.
Exactly. That's the whole thing about it. He's like, I'm going to do better at her house because they listen to me.
And they respect me.
Yeah, like my authority.
It just there aren't even words for all the manipulation and head games he's
Also,
played with these women.
The million time brought up how hard her kids had it.
But they didn't understand when he wasn't around for that 1 month that, he gave Christine attention.
And they're like, oh, and supposedly they're upset that the other kids don't really want a relationship with them. Dude, you were stealing their dad before you guys.
Okay, but that is not their fault. They just got the fruit of the poisonous tree.
But again, like Robin and Cody fricked everything up.
Yes, they ruined it for everyone.
I'm not putting all on Robin, not on Cody.
It's them. Together. Yeah, they ruined the family, all 100%. And I feel really, really sorry for their 5 kids that live in their house, because unless you get old enough to get out away from them and in your own life and doing your own thing,
isn't happening for Aurora.
Or Dayton.
Or any, yeah.
It's like, when they come to see the senses, I think that they will reach out to their siblings and hope that their siblings will be there.
I don't think so. I don't think the relationship. Because even
I don't know.
Even Christine admitted that she wouldn't have wanted a relationship with Robin. If Robin had reached out, she would not have accepted that relationship, that friendship.
Well, no, because she said at that point she didn't trust her.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like, I don't think the kids can,
Well, I just like how real these chicks are getting. Like, Janelle says that she kind of wants to live separately and be amicable with everybody and just, not necessarily divorce her or whatever, but just be separate. And then,
now she said she would love to just move to Utah, but then there's all these things that are keeping her there.
And at 34 minutes, y'all, go and listen to Christine call it exactly how she sees it. It lasts for maybe 10 or 15 awesome seconds. But, y'all gotta go hear it. And I'm telling you, TLC, they have an app on everything. Go watch it on whatever provider you use. You need 34 minutes of season 18, episode 5. Go do it, people. It's amazing. I had chills. So, and then Christine says that Janelle still loves Cody, but Cody doesn't want her. What do you think about that?
Obviously. He only wants Robin at that point.
And unfortunately, I don't think it's anything that the wives did wrong. I just think it's the fact that he found his soulmate. But no one else is ever going to be as good as her. No one's ever going to treat her good enough because, that's how he sees her. It would be like, but still, if Dad had other wives, okay, and somehow
that would never happen. Mom would never have,
No, I never would have. Let's just say in some magic land, I decided I loved him enough to overlook all that and be a wife.
I just think
you know how we are together.
Yeah.
There's no way.
I can't see him loving any woman like you.
Evidently none of the other women before me could either. Ha ha ha. I win.
Yeah. Mom's his first and last marriage.
Well, I can't say that. But anyway, still off. Stop.
You know that Dad.
We're so off track. Anyway.
You know that Dad would never,
Mary said that Robin's belief doesn't matter in this situation about Janelle loving Cody and about Christine and Cody's relationships. Because that's the truth. She's talking and talking and talking about her belief and she thinks and she doesn't understand. It
does not matter.
And Mary's like, it doesn't matter. Your beliefs don't matter. It doesn't only matters what they think and what they believe because it's their relationship.
Right? This isn't about you.
And why she has to give her this talk, what is it, like 12 years in now? Something like that?
A long while.
Something like that. Like, and now you're just getting this? Like, obviously, you've never really lived a plural marriage.
Or you've never like had to like look beyond yourself in a relationship. Like, the only time she even like mentions Cody is whenever, because again, like she's like, oh, I wish Cody would have done this and this. Like you are with him 24/7.
You could have made him spend time in
You
these
could've-
six, but you liked it.
or you could have reached out. You could have started that because Cody would have done anything if you had started it.
And I just love how once again Robin is making the fact that Christine has left Cody all about her because now she needs to know why. She needs to know the truth.
So did
And I'm like, how is everything about you?
you notice the crocodile tears? She looked like she was getting all choked up. Like there's no tears there.
Okay, y'all.
There's nothing there.
It's gonna take me a long, long while to get through all of them. But I have started rewatching all of them from episode 1. And okay, season 1, episode 3, I had the brilliant thought to start keeping track of how often each wife cries. And
Let me guess, Robin beats everyone.
I've only 2 episodes in on keeping track, but yes, so far it's Robin 5, Mary 1, Janelle and Christine nothing. So, and Christine, that was during Christine having a baby. So no tears from Christine because she's
whenever he kissed Robin when he was supposed to come home getting stuff for Christine.
well, wait, she don't know about that yet.
But yeah, like,
Anyway, so off track. Anyway, you guys, I will keep track of how many tears there are in this series, and I will let you know.
There's no tears. She's not crying.
Oh, she hasn't had real tears in years.
She is wearing so much makeup that one tear would have been so obvious. She has so much foundation on.
And eye makeup.
And stuff like that would have been so obvious. And she's like putting a wipe away tears. I'm like, there's nothing there, lady. I'm watching you. I am magnifier glass to the TV.
And then all of this whining about needing to know the truth is when Mary's face changed. And it was the eye rolling and her face pressed up against her fingers. Like,
time for
are you serious? Like, do you know who you're talking to? Like, why are you asking these questions like it's your first day?
she's all like, oh, it's time for the Robin sad poor me monologue.
And here's something I had to. This is why I had to pause the show and I was a little bit behind you, because Robin says Mary's daughter, and I was like,
I really noticed that too. I was like, it's not.
But this was evidently in January of 2022, and Leo did not come out as trans until June 20th of 2022. So she did not. I was just checking because I was like, oh, you heifer, you did not.
They would not have left that in for Robin though. They wouldn't have left that in. TLC is making her look like the
most acceptable or accepting open person.
Right.
I don't think that's true anymore now that Leo is trans. And I like that Christine had thought in her magic little Pop-Tart land that they would all still be able to do holidays together.
You mean Robin?
No, Christine said that.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah. She did not think that Cody would be this upset. She didn't think he'd care, honestly, because he hasn't given a shit in how many years. So she's like shocked over the fact that like
he cares at all that she's leaving.
Yeah, like why didn't you care this much when we were married, idiot?
She's like, what are you?
Why didn't you care this much when I cared this much?
Right.
Like because he's an idiot. I just can't stand his face. But then, Cody's, these are quotes. I took the time to write it down. He said, "We've been unable to change enough to be a functional family." First, a note. What the hell's a functional family? Okay, and then he goes on. Too many lines have been crossed. Too much going and, too much giving and giving and giving and giving, and then you run out. And that equals dysfunctional. And I'm like, yeah, it is, but that's a dysfunctional relationship.
You notice how you was like, always like, I've given too much. I've done all I could.
Please, y'all, if you don't know how they're out their early years, please go and listen to my book review about Sister Wives. And so many lies pointed out, so many, the real truth about what happened was in there.
All the red flags start popping up.
Yes, and it's crazy. So don't take all this nonsense for granted. And I think that it's really sad that that Mary's the only one that still sees the big picture family. Because again, none of these fractures involve her.
Right.
So to her, she's still standing next to Cody as number one. Like it's kind of like a shadow figure because he doesn't really acknowledge her presence. And then, next to him is Robin, and then everybody else is gone, but she's still there, even though no one has really acknowledged the fact that they left Mary too. And Mary feels that loss too.
Right.
Nobody gives a shit about Mary's pain.
And like, I do also feel like, again, Christine and Janelle are completely have and forgot about Mary. Cody has completely forgot Mary. I think the only reason why Robin goes to Mary is because again Mary's still there. She isn't the one that left.
Well, here's the thing. Janelle and Christine have each other. They're best pals. Plus, they have their adult daughters who are also their best pals with. Then,
But still, they raised their kids right alongside her. She was there first, and so like they just forgot about her. No wonder Mary's just like preparing to leave. She's like, I'm moving my stuff. I know that if Janelle and Christine left, I'm not here for much longer.
yeah, I agree. It's very.
She immediately again like the season where Janelle had left. Mary's started being honest, checking out all this stuff because she knew that if one of those wives were leaving, there was no hope for them. There's almost nothing. Like again, like he cared more about all three of them combined compared to Mary.
Yes, I agree. Now, here's a part. Normally, me and Christine jive pretty well, but I did not agree with the fact that they were planning this big 50th birthday bash. And they were, I understand not inviting Cody and Robin. I don't understand this big vendetta against Mary all of a sudden.
Right.
Maybe it's because, like Mary said, like a lot of people just assume that she's on Robin and Cody's
Because
side.
they don't see this until it comes out usually.
Right. And then, but because they actually invite her to things, she goes. And so it looks like she's on their side.
But they're
But
not
really, it's just because they invited her.
right? Like
Nobody else invites her.
Janelle and Christine aren't.
Exactly. So it's like, where else is she?
Also,
She's got nobody.
I'm really confused about who the celebrity was because she mentioned his name once, and then I totally
Lamar Moore.
I don't know who that is.
He's a guy I remember him from way back when he was on Young and the Restless.
Oh,
But he's
one
not.
of those guys. Okay, I got it.
Sorry, Shamar Moore. I said it incorrectly because I can't read my own writing, and I know his name. And he's this really, really pretty guy.
Pops watch Days of Our Lives. I know the type. I understand, but no.
No, he's not like that now. Now he's on one of those cop shows, I think.
But still, he's one of those guys that the old ladies would be like ooh when it comes on TV.
He looks like he's still like 30, so I think he's still doing some black magic. Anyway, I think it was really wrong that she was not. She said that she invited the kids, that she regularly is, in contact with, and not everyone else. Well, does that mean that it's just not Robin's kids? And if so, I get that because they're not coming anyway. You know what I mean? But if it's anyone else, I don't agree with that.
Right.
Because she raised all those kids.
Right.
All of them except Robin's. And yeah, I mean, that's she raised all of them except for Robin. So it's like, if she left any of those kids out, I have issues with that. And I've heard before that she had felt like a second class citizen, back when they were first married in the olden days, but you shouldn't make any of the children feel like that now because it's none of their faults.
Right. They were just there when it was all happening. They were brought on the TV show basically without their permission.
Exactly. And now I don't know. And then I think it's really cool that Mary has this plan to move that you keep talking about, and that only her best friend Jen knows about it.
That must be why Robin is like still on her side. No one else knows about it. And so when she leaves, she's like, "I'm gone." But we know she's gone now by stuff on like social media and stuff.
Yeah, I have the feeling that Robin doesn't stop by Mary's house much unless there's a camera crew there.
No,
because like
again, none of them ever think of Mary unless it's for like the show,
right? And that's only or unless they need some money.
No wonder Mary's able to like get all this going without any of them knowing.
Well, and I understand that, she wants to make sure that like because Jen is, I sometimes watch Mary on Friends Friday Friends Fridays with Friends. Sorry,
Yeah.
that Mary does, and she does with her best friend Jen. And Jen, after Mary's mom died a couple years ago, Jen actually, I think, temporarily like moved in there and took it over to like help her out when she reopened it.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so that's the kind of best friends they are. They're like best
Well,
friends.
well, good. She
And,
has someone.
and
She has someone.
exactly, yeah. And
Jen's like, hey, come on, we'll get this going. Leave his butt.
and so I know Jen lives up there, and she's always wanted bugging Mary to move back up there, move up here,
I
move
bet
up
you
here.
Jen's known all the bunch of dirt about Cody and the family this whole time with Mary being like, can you believe what's going on right now? And
Oh yeah,
and she's been like, she's probably cheering now that Mary's moving back. She's like, yes.
finally.
It's like, oh, thank God.
And I think it's great. I mean, and this is how so much I just don't give a shit anymore, Mary is. She straight up said, I'm gonna have to tell Robin first before I tell Cody because Robin will actually give a crap. And I know she said, quote unquote, Cody won't give a flying rat's ass. And I think, number one, that's really, really sad because I do believe she loves him still. But I also believe she's finally got the self confidence and just had enough.
She loves him, but she's finally found enough self love for herself to
Yes.
bounce.
Yeah, and just be like, this is not what I deserve, and
Like
I'm not causing drama. I'm not. I don't want to. I'm like she said, nobody's gonna care except Robin. I'm just moving my shit up there.
right where she's like
be around people who want me around.
She's quiet divorcing, and no one's gonna care about it except for Robin. Who's like, who's gonna be fake crying that the entire family's now gone, even though it's been gone with Mary and Cody for like.
Well, and that's what Mary said. Robin keeps telling me, "Don't leave her, don't leave her," and she's like, "I'm not the one leaving. Cody already left me, basically."
Right.
So everyone keeps leaving, and nobody gives a shit that Mary's getting left. Right. Nobody gave a shit when he left her hanging dry whenever Mariah was moving out and she was empty nester and was all alone. Same thing. That's why she got the freaking catfish. And then again, he totally gave up on her. It was just, he's just not a kind person. I don't know.
The thing though is that Robin forgets to make a sister wife. You gotta have like the husband to be married to the other sister wives. That is polygamy. Honestly though, this isn't again like I believe polygamy in its truest form is having a relationship with everybody, either just being having the friendship and everything. Again, like when they had that one house, they were able to.
They all claim to be happy, even though in their memoir they say that they were all miserable.
But here's the thing though, like,
but they had gotten to a comfortable routine until Robin came along, and I firmly believe if Robin hadn't come along, there wouldn't be a TV show probably because Three Wives just isn't special enough.
Right.
And they would still be together as a family. That would be my prediction on that. But
there would have been enough to rock the boat for them leaving.
He makes these excuses which make me want to choke the life right out of him. He claims that he's upset about Christine leaving because he never got the chance to, quote, fix it or fix the problem. She just left. And he says that he and Mary, he feels that they've spent enough time and talked about it enough that they both know that it's over. Well, evidently she doesn't, because you never come out right out and say it, and you string along. And again, Christine says, I saw Cody string Mary along for years. It was mean and cruel. And I saw he would have done the same thing to me if I would have stayed. And you know what? I am so glad that Mary woke up. She's got like the self-confidence, the self-love to say, I deserve better and this is not okay.
Honestly though, I feel like a lot of it is with COVID being away from Cody and just and having again her best friend, someone who actually just cared about her around.
Well, here's the thing. Do you remember when all of them made her feel like she was the scum of the fucking universe because she was, quote unquote, breaking up the family if she decided to leave with that whole catfish thing?
And now it's like...
And now everyone else fucking left and Mary's still here going, wait a minute, I'm still scum, remember? What about me?
Right?
I'm here.
Right? And honestly, people online thought so too. They thought Mary was trash for wanting to leave. And all she was catfish. No wonder she was talking to someone online. He wasn't there. No one was there.
She was so
Christine-
emotionally neglected.
None of the wives were ever there. Cody was never there. Her kid moved out. They weren't there.
And her new best friend, Robin, who was supposed to be her best friend's sister wife, got busy popping out babies. And, you know, she ain't got time for her friends no more.
So, honestly, though, like, again, like, I'm so glad she's
Again.
leaving. So glad she's gone. I was telling her to bail whenever she got the catfishing. I was hoping she was going to leave. This was it.
I don't think, again, she had the self-confidence and self-love at the time. That's why she was reaching out and seeking any kind of, you know, positive reinforcement from a human being. Because she wasn't getting, she was love
Starved.
dehydrated, love starved. Like, she was soaking it up.
But it still didn't stop me from being like, just go. Just go. This is the perfect excuse. Just get out. Just go. Joe.
Yeah, but again, everyone in the world was saying she was scum.
I know, but again, like, I didn't think so much of like
It
again,
was
like,
a different time.
I didn't again, even though I didn't think it at the time, because I was like, if you are so there's 4 other people in the family and so many kids. If you're that type of star that you have to find someone online, there is an issue right there.
Yep.
That is a huge issue, and no one even would talk about it. Why with so much family did she feel alone enough?
Right. Again, I said that since the beginning. I was very, very, very unpopular, especially way back when I had that opinion, and I've held it all these years, that, you know what, they had ostracized her already because of the mistakes made in the beginning of the relationship, and she was left alone. And when they moved to Vegas, away from all of her family and friends that she had built, and then she had to start over again in Vegas alone, basically, because again,
None of them were there.
her kid was a teenager at the time and always gone doing everything, and they were busy with their kids and doing everything. So she got more and more and more and more involved in the
And
more.
I would say, cheating for me has always been the worst thing you can do.
I know.
It is a hard no. I cannot forget that. If again, like I said, if
No excuses ever.
no excuses ever. But honestly, they're not married. He checked out of that marriage.
Thank you.
And
Yes.
I couldn't consider them married. He literally married 3 other women. That is not that relationship. He is never on for there. They weren't even like married, whatever, sister wives to her. They weren't there.
Yep.
She was basically a single mother who sometimes got to see like
She was
her
like the chick
ex-husband's
that
wives.
rented the basement apartment or rented some apartment from them.
Basically like she basically was like a single mother who had to live neighbors with her ex-husband's wives. And her ex-husband would sometimes come around to see their kid.
Yeah, I feel, yeah.
I couldn't consider them
And especially if I find out that they hadn't had any kind of an intimate relationship for like 7 years or something at that point. I'm like, no wonder you were looking for some girl. You get yours.
I was hoping I honestly I didn't consider it cheating.
You know
I
what?
did
That
not even-
catfishing bastard or bitch or whoever that was, they got a horrible karma waiting in hell for them, because that's wrong to do to somebody
Right.
who is that like needy. It's not right.
Again, like I can't even don't even know why. I wish the best for Mary now. I honestly
I do.
I think Mary
And
deserves.
Leo, did you know I found out that, I don't know if it's true. If I'm lying, I apologize. But I read it somewhere yesterday that Leo and Audrey secretly got married. I know.
Please
and
tell me Mary was there, right?
No, it was secret. She was off at a, where was she? She was
I bet you they didn't want it.
she was like out of the country, like on vacation.
They had to have wanted it not on the show. They didn't want it to have.
Oh, they don't want anything to show ever anyway.
That's probably why, because they know the married that Cody would probably say something.
Well, and then if you involve siblings and all the moms and the drama, they're just like, let's just go do it. It's you and me. It's all that matters.
Right,
Because they've been together for, oh my gosh, 6 or 7 years now.
like, and then we can have a party afterward with our moms and families and everything.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe.
Leon loves his mom. He would like whenever I feel like they'd have a small get together with like his mom
Uh-huh.
and Audrey's parents and everything.
They,
That
their
Audrey's
parents.
their parents.
Sorry, I'm trying to keep it straight too.
Yeah, but yeah, I can't see them not doing it, but I understand why they do it like privately with so much family, and also the Cody
Yeah.
and Robin and the rest of the moms
So
leaving.
many siblings.
Trying to get them all together to even
And I don't even
attend the
know how
wedding.
many people that poor Audrey's got.
I-
And if that is no longer Audrey's name, I apologize. The last I had read that he had chosen to keep Audrey. I think that was the correct pronouns. Again, if things have changed, I apologize. I do try to be respectful.
Yeah.
But anyway, you guys, it craziness and they get crazier. I think he's going through male menopause. I swear to God, get that man's hormones checked.
I just think he's a narcissist.
Well, yeah, duh. All right, you guys, come back and see Lizard and I. And when we discuss season 18, episode 6 next Sunday night, and we'll hopefully get it posted first thing in the morning.
Okay, you guys have good night.
Be safe, be kind. Bye.
Bye.